On February 16, 2023, the Leander ISD Board of Trustees called for a bond election for May 6th. This presentation will review what is in that bond package. At a glance, the package includes safety and security projects at every campus, renovated and new facilities across the district, and technology, device, and equipment replacement. This is the result of the work of the Citizens Facility Advisory Committee, or CFAC, district staff, and the Long Range Planning Committee. And in May, voters will consider 3 separate bond propositions. So what exactly is a bond election? Much like a mortgage, a bond is a means of borrowing money to finance capital projects and other long-term items. These bonds will be repaid by the district, both principal and interest, over a period of time. And it is a measure that must be authorized by voters in order for our school district to sell the bonds. A bond is not part of the district's operating budget, nor is its funding used for day-to-day maintenance expenses or utility bills. In our district, a 150-member Citizens Facility Advisory Committee came together to evaluate the district's facilities, security, technology, and ancillary needs. The 25-member CFAC Steering Committee prioritized those recommendations and then presented them to the board. The Long Range Planning Committee of the board introduced the 10-year facilities plan to be combined with these committee recommendations. Then district staff provided some additional recommendations to the board, and finally, on February 16th, the Board of Trustees made the final determination of the projects within each proposition. We've tried to be really transparent in this process, and if you go to the website, as you see on the screen, you'll be able to view meeting minutes and notes. The projects in this package are split into 3 propositions, the largest of which is Proposition A at $698.3 million. These projects start with safety and security for interior and exterior security layers, cameras, and cybersecurity. Renovation projects include modernization at several campuses. Modernization in this case means HVAC, paint, flooring, and new furniture. We also have the Phase 1 Leander High School Master Plan redesign, as well as shade structures for our elementary school playgrounds, the renovation of existing facilities for repurposing as early childhood centers, the Leander Extended Opportunity Center, or LEO, New Hope High School, and potentially a professional learning center. It also assigns work to the Plant Services Mechanic Shop. Our projects to increase capacity and manage growth include 2 elementary schools, a special education 18+ transition services facility, the Science Materials Center warehouse, transportation facility in the southern portion of the district, as well as adding new buses. We'll also include in the partial design for middle school number 10 and high school number 7, as well as the design of the early college high school and the roads required to finish out elementary school number 30. Our extracurricular activities in the district are getting attention through new high school and middle school instrument replacement, baseball and softball field turf at several campuses, as well as competition field turf at Running Brushy Middle School. Proposition B includes all the technology projects, both end-user devices and the infrastructure to implement those end-user devices in one package at a total cost of $50.8 million. This includes student and staff device replacement, network refreshes and upgrades, the interactive panel installation from November of 2021 bond, as well as the addition of interactive panels and audiovisual equipment for our collaborative spaces. The second broadband network node will help to achieve redundancy in the district so that if fiber gets broken, the whole district is not down. It also includes server and storage replacement, a CTE mobile maker labs across the district, and new Chromebooks for all of our second grade students, taking us to one-to-one devices all the way down to second grade. Our smallest proposition is Proposition C at $13.6 million, and this is for the modernization for the performing arts centers in the district, At Leander High School, the Don 2 pack, and at Cedar Park High School, the South pack. These modernizations include facility lighting, HVAC systems, sound systems, and flooring and seating. Let's address repurposing that is included in this package. After the failure of Propositions A and C in 2021, the board directed the administration to create a plan that prioritizes fiscal responsibility by maximizing usage of our current district facilities through two mechanisms: strategic rezoning and modified utilization of certain identified facilities. The Long Range Planning Committee came together, and after 9 months of reviewing demographic data, they identified a potential timeline and campuses available for repurposing to address the uneven growth in the district. The Long Range Planning Committee made a recommendation, including modified utilization of campuses, to the board, which were then included in the May 23 bond election. It's good to understand that the Long Range Plan is iterative and will be responsive to data and feedback from our community. These repurposing projects are based on enrollment projections, financial considerations, and have to be approved by the board before they can be implemented. State law does require us to create separate propositions for special purposes, such as technology and performing arts facilities, and so that's why you'll see 3 propositions on the May bond ballot. Why are we calling this bond now? The safety and security of our students and staff is our #1 priority. The Texas Education Agency has required safety and security enhancements, and those items are included in this bond package. The standard in our district is to do modernization projects when our facilities are 20 years old. Because of the failure of the November 2021 bond elections Propositions A and C, the repairs and renovations listed in the current bond will be 25 years old should this package pass. The rapid growth continues in our district, and we expect to add over 8,500 new students in the next 10 years. This bond addresses the next 3 years to manage that growth. If these propositions pass in May, then some projects will start over the summer, and other projects are expected to begin by the spring of 2024. If voters reject the propositions, then we will have to consider alternative options, and these include the possibility of utilizing portable buildings across the district, implementing attendance rezoning for both secondary and elementary schools, reducing the money available for operational expenses because we'll be funding projects through our maintenance and operations fund, utilizing fund balance, which is typically reserved for emergencies, potentially proposing future bond elections, adjusting our renovation and replacement cycles for buildings and equipment, and potentially still closing underutilized schools, but without the money to repurpose them. When you get into the ballot box on May 6th, this is the language that you'll see for each of the 3 propositions. It should be noted that the last sentence, "This is a property tax increase," is a mandatory sentence added by the state legislature. If approved by voters, the passage of any and all bond propositions in May 2023 will not result in a tax rate increase for our community. Any increase to homeowners of their tax bill in total will be the result of rising property values. The Proposition B ballot language demonstrates how we've put both technology equipment and technology infrastructure together. Again, even though this ballot language says this is a property tax increase, we will not be increasing the INS tax rate should these bond propositions pass. In fact, as you can see, our overall tax rate has dropped in the district since 2018. In addition, we anticipate that our maintenance and operations tax rate will be further compressed during the legislative session, resulting in an even lower overall tax rate for the taxpayer. This is just a reminder that a tax freeze is in place for our homeowners in our district who have a disability or who are age 65 and older and who have applied for the homestead exemption and received it. These are important dates for you to know. The voter registration deadline is April 6th, and early voting will run from April 24th to May 2nd. For mail-in ballot requests, those must be received by the county by April 25th, and of course, Election Day is May 6th. Fortunately for our voters, registered voters may vote at any polling location in the county where they reside during both early voting and on Election Day. If you need any more information, we encourage you to use the multiple opportunities that we have for you to learn more about Bond 2023 for Leander ISD. You can text us on this number or visit our webpage. We also will have a remind system that will send out messages periodically. And if you want us to come by and have a conversation in person, please don't hesitate to visit this link and sign up. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about the bond package that will be on the May 6th ballot. Your voice is important to Leander ISD, and we hope that you will share it by voting on May 6th.